Imagine this. A house just brimming with noise, almost alive, where every sound carries. A city on the edge of massive change. And right in the middle, a young girl just trying to find her own song.
That's a perfect way to put it.
Today we're doing a deep dive into Nidazak Shange's incredible novel, Betsey Brown.
Shange is, she's such a powerful voice. Ishmael Reed said she had an almost oracular status among her female readers. Called her a writer of many masks.
Right, someone who can serenade you and she can cut you, chirp as well as growl, delight as well as antagonize. That range is amazing.
It really is. And her writing itself, the Washington Times described it as like a long, continuous song. You get blues, gospel, torch ballads, all woven together.
And Betsey Brown specifically is just a joy to read, full of this delicate, jubilant, sly, comical, musical brio. You really feel that energy.
Absolutely. A story set in St. Louis, 1957, and the novel points out that was the year that school integration disrupted America, a pivotal time.
And our main character is Betsey Brown. She's 13, a colored girl, right on that edge, poised between the enchanted world of childhood and the passionate promises, romantic and political, of the adult world.
She really is on the cusp of so much change, both personally and, historically.
So our mission today, we want to really explore this novel's incredible picture of an extended Black family, Betsey's own awakening as a teenager, and how racism and integration impact her family. Everyone.
Yeah, we'll guide you through some maybe surprising moments, those aha insights about identity, resilience, what home even means.
Okay, let's dive in. First stop, the Brown family's house. Because, wow, it's practically a character itself.
It really is. Shange paints this picture of constant noise, this fracas. Sound just travels uncannily.
And everybody was always yelling to everybody else, arguing all the time. It sounds, well, chaotic.
It is chaotic, but it's more than just noise, isn't it? It
Right.
mirrors the bigger picture, the societal chaos pressing in on them. The house is like a little world reflecting the big world.
That makes sense. And maybe that's why Betsey has this coping strategy.
Yeah.
Getting up super early, finding quiet on the porches.
Exactly. Before the yelling starts, she just luxuriated in the quietness, letting her thoughts ramble, making up stories, or just breathing.
Finding her own space. It's like a small act of defiance in that loud house.
It's her way of claiming a little bit of herself back, I think.
Okay, so let's talk about the parents at the center of this household, Jane and Greer. Jane, the mother, she seems so overwhelmed.
She does. But there's this deep love there, too. She's always longing for quiet and her Greer and that caffeine.
But I love how she clings to gracious living, insisting on good china and cloth napkins for her coffee upstairs.
Yes, and there's no reason to give up everything gracious on account of a few moments of hardship. It's her own form of resistance.
Keeping standards high. And then there's her worry about Greer's influence and her work later at that segregated colored hospital with the crazy ones. She values proper behavior, manners.
It grounds her, but also shows the contrast between her ideals and the harsh reality outside.
And there's Greer, the father. He's a doctor, but his focus seems to be the Negro race.
Absolutely. He wakes everyone up with conga drums, plays Tito Puente, Miles Davis, Art Blakey, loud.
Definitely a different vibe than Jane's quiet coffee. What's behind that noise, that energy?
It's about pride. Cultural knowledge as armor, those morning quizzes he gives the kids.
Right. About the Negroes or music or foreign places where colored people ran countries all their own.
Yeah, Betsey knows 12-bar blues. Charlie knows about the banjo's African roots, the banjar. Sharon names Kwame Nkrumah. Margot knows Trinidad.
It's like cultural boot camp. His idea is discipline is the hallmark of a mighty people.
Exactly. Instilling strength, self-worth. But it definitely clashes with Jane's desire for order, for quiet.
You can feel that tension. She gets exasperated with his noise, his focus on the big picture, maybe at the expense of immediate family calm.
The novel says their, melody of their first years together was wearing thin. It feels very real, that push and pull between public duty and private life.
And holding some of that tension, or maybe observing it, is Grandma Vida.
Vida. She's the anchor to tradition, isn't she? Calm, insightful, but often confused by the modern world. Always tutted to herself in the corner.
And she definitely prefers the colored world. She has specific worries, right? Like Greer's monkey man look, the bebop music.
Yes, all that modern stuff makes her uneasy. And she's deeply skeptical about integration, warns against integration talk, believes white folks could get away with things a Negro'd be killed for.
And she often talks about her late husband, Frank, the Valentino of Allendale.
Right, who Could nobody tell he was a Negro? For her, he represented a kind of dignity, a gentleness she feels is missing in these modern men of color. It's a longing for a different time.
So while the family navigates all this internal stuff, the outside world brings integration.
Yeah.
1957.
A massive shift. And you see it immediately in the children's reactions. They're all over the place.
Allard is just scared. They're going to kill me.
While Charlie's defiant, thinking about Emmett Till. Emmett Till was my age.
And Betsey. She's just confused. Why did she have to take 3 different buses to learn the same things with white children that she'd been learning with colored children?
It's such a simple, profound question, isn't it? Cuts right through the politics to the sheer illogic of it all from a kid's perspective.
And the parents are split too. Greer's all in on demonstrating we're all the ammunition we've got.
While Jane wants to pull back, protect her babies, she's even willing to leave Greer over it. That fundamental conflict, public fight versus private safety.
Let's follow Betsey to her first day at Dewey School, the white school. It sounds isolating.
Deeply. The description is chilling. Wherever she stepped, the other children found somewhere else to go. It's not violence, but it's a powerful rejection.
She wishes her coloredness would just rub off. That's heartbreaking.
It shows the internal weight of that experience. But then there's this moment, this spark with Mrs. Leon.
The teacher who actually talks to her, called her Elizabeth Brown, starts a geography lesson on Africa.
Yes, and Betsey knows the answers. Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Senegal rolled off Betsey's tongue. They sounded as romantic and elegant as France.
What makes that moment so important?
Well, for the white kids, maybe it shifts something, shows them colored people have knowledge, history, aren't just over there. But for Betsey, it's dignity, recognition.
Her knowledge becomes a connection point.
Exactly. Her heritage isn't something to hide, but something with elegance. A small victory, maybe?
Still, her overall feeling is stark. She concludes, they're not like us. They can't dance or play rope. They don't talk the same. It's almost like going to another country.
It shows how deep the cultural separation ran, beyond just the laws.
And that separation turns violent for Charlie. He comes home bruised.
Yeah, after being called that awful slur by some kids, dirty guineas, a really raw moment.
And the family's reactions. They're all different again. Greer tells him to fight back. What's the point of having stood up for yourself if you're going to back down your next move?
Jane is just exhausted by it all. First blames his temper, but then admits it was the white people.
And Grandma Vida, she connects it straight back to lynching history, compares his bruises to her great-uncle Julius being dragged from his house.
It's terrifying, and it raises that core question the novel poses. Are there enough well-meaning white folks to counter the ones who'd attack a boy like Charlie? It's the constant undercurrent of danger.
Alongside all this external turmoil, Betsey's going through her own internal changes. Big adolescent awakenings.
Definitely, like practicing that Paul Laurence Dunbar poem, "Speak up, Ike, and express yourself."
Trying to sound sultry, willing to fight over you if you give me a chance. It's partly about her crush on Eugene Boyd, right? But also more.
It's about finding her own power, her own voice, literally learning how to express herself.
And then that first kiss with Eugene. It's described so beautifully.
Soft and light, like petals of protea or Thai orchids. A river wisp and innocent as dawn. Just pure sweetness in the middle of everything else. A marker of her growing up.
And she's navigating body image, too. Her friends talk about honeypots, pubic hair.
Which is such a contrast to her mother, Jane's. Very formal advice. Always holding your knees together, back straight.
Yeah.
Hands in the shape of a delicate flower.
2 totally different ways of learning about becoming a woman.
Which leads us to Betsey running away. That's a huge turning point.
Why does she do it? She says, nobody understands me there. They all want me to be somebody else, and I'm just Betsey Brown.
She's had enough. Tired of the expectations, tired of being special, tired of navigating the white world. It's a cry for just being herself.
And she runs to Mrs. Maureen's beauty shop. What a place.
Oh, it's described so vividly. A real sanctuary of black life. The smell of newly pressed heads mingling with different types of greases and oils. The jukebox just going. The sound of the curling irons.
It feels like a whole world in there.
It is. And Betsey sees things there, too. The men and women in the midst of all sorts of transactions, the wads of money. She starts to realize Mrs. Maureen's business might be more than just hair.
A hint of a bordello. Another kind of education about the adult world, about survival.
And she gets life lessons there, too. Mrs. Maureen talks about satisfaction from a good man, the Lord, a night out. Warns about unsatisfied women.
Then there's Regina. Pregnant, abandoned by her boyfriend Roscoe. She gives Betsey a makeover.
Hair, nails, makeup, the works. But more than that, she gives her this incredible piece of wisdom.
What does she say?
She tells Betsey about loneliness, says, "You're going to be lonely sometimes, sweetie, because you are special. There's no such thing as ordinary, Betsey. Nobody's ordinary. Each one of us is special, and it's the coming together of Allah that makes the world so fine."
Wow, that's really powerful, especially for a girl feeling so lost. It's about accepting your uniqueness.
Exactly. And then when Greer finds her at the hospital, there's another layer. He tells her Jane, her own mother, has nappy hair too, and gets something done to it.
So Betsey realizes wanting refined hair isn't just about copying white standards. It's more complex, even within her own family.
Right. It complicates her understanding of identity and beauty.
The novel also introduces these caretakers who have such a huge impact on Betsey. The unsung heroes, you could say.
Definitely. First, there was Bernice Calhoun, the housekeeper Betsey kind of sabotaged.
Yeah, because Bernice told on her secret tree-sitting spot. Seems childish, but then...
Then VJ, her friend, calls her out on it. Hard. Tells Betsey her own mother cleans up after nasty white children, just like Betsey acted, just to survive, to feed her.
Oof. That must have hit Betsey hard. The shame she felt, realizing her actions affected a real person trying to make a living.
A big lesson in empathy and privilege right there.
Then comes Regina, Mr. Johnson's granddaughter. Young, stylish.
And Charlie immediately has a crush on her. She brings in pop culture, tight skirts, Playtex bra ads, magazines like True Romance.
The modern world crashing into the Brown household. Grandma Vida is not impressed.
Not at all. Rouged cheeks on weekdays and lipstick at 8 in the morning. Not careful living to Vida. She accuses Regina of taking the kids to a niggerish church, doing dirty dances. Big clash there.
And it comes to a head with Regina's boyfriend, Roscoe. They get caught being affectionate in the yard.
And Regina just explodes at Vida. That line is intense. Make me a home with young uns of my own who'll beat the living shit out of the likes of you and your kind.
It's raw defiance. And leads to her leaving, revealing she's pregnant. Betsey witnesses all this adult drama.
Yeah, the consequences of desire, anger, independence. Then comes Carrie. What a presence.
She's described so distinctly, bigger than anyone. Her hair is straightened, like a white man's crew cut, wearing 2 house dresses tied with a real thick rope.
And using the cellar latrine because of her Arkansas roots, she brings a different kind of grounding to the house.
And she brings order, too. Gets everyone busy polishing the stairwells, removing little bits of dust, teaching practical skills.
Right. Ironing a finely pressed dress shirt, sewing, peeling potatoes. She worries the girls don't know what a good Negro man appreciated most. Practical life lessons.
But maybe her most important lessons are about pride, self-worth.
Absolutely. When Betsey's teacher insults her choice of Dunbar's poetry, Carrie's response is fierce. "I don't never want to hear you call yourself no nigger to anybody. You gotta honor your own self and your people."
Teaching her to use words to call them out, saying a body with some pride could go anywhere. That's powerful.
It really is. It's about dignity, language as resistance. And Carrie has her own hidden history, too.
She hints at it, right? Made enough mistakes in my life, Averity. Shows photos. Maybe an illegitimate child. A husband in jail.
Suggests a tough past. Said I was a no-good woman. It adds another layer to her wisdom born from experience.
But Jane fires her. Finds out about the past. Disapproves of the niggers' church. The dances.
Even though Carrie clearly loves the children, says, "I love these children like they was my ven own." It's abrupt and sad.
And Betsey's reaction is quiet but meaningful. She takes over Carrie's chores, uses the traditional bathrooms. Like she's honoring Carrie's influence.
It shows how deeply Carrie affected her, how those lessons stuck.
Through all this, the arguments, the departures, the societal pressure, the family keeps finding ways back to each other. There's real resilience there.
Absolutely. Like when Jane comes back after leaving over the demonstration, her reunion with Greer is intense, a reeling and a rocking. It shows that deep connection is still there, tested but strong.
And they have their showtime. The Brown family tradition.
Yes. Allard as Chuck Berry, the girls as the Ronettes, Greer on congas, pure joy, celebrating their culture, their bond. It's a beautiful moment of harmony.
And Jane keeps trying to teach her daughters about being ladylike, talking about puberty as a woman's secret.
But you see Carrie's influence lingering too. The kids learn discipline, skills. They even have that song.
Oh, right. This is our house. This is our house. We keep it shiny and spanking clean. We ain't working for no crackers, no rich po white trash. We doing this in our house because we gonna make it last.
That's Carrie's legacy right there. Pride in their home, their work, themselves. Home is something you make last.
And Betsey herself. She really transforms through the novel.
She really does. From that whimsical girl who sometimes put dreams before real life to someone who gets sacrifice, reality, learns about love, self-respect.
The ending image is powerful. Her lingered over her city making decisions and discoveries about herself that would change the world. Her personal growth feels epic.
It connects her journey to the larger changes happening. And the parents see it too. Greer sees the adventure of Amelia Earhart in her soul.
And Jane starts to see her younger self in Betsey. A good-looking woman with a good head on her shoulders. There's a sense of continuity, of passing the torch.
It shows how even with all the dissonance, that family song continues, evolves.
So wrapping this up, what Change does in Betsey Brown is just masterful, isn't it? Capturing family life, racial identity in that specific fraught moment, and this universal story of a girl finding herself.
It's so vivid, the language, the details, the characters. They just pull you right in.
Wow.
You feel the noise, the tension, the love.
And even though it's set in 1957, Betsey's journey,
Mm.
it still feels so relevant, right? Searching for your voice, balancing who you want to be with what the world expects, figuring out who you are.
Definitely. That struggle resonates across time, across experiences. How do you find your place when the world tries to define it for you?
It really leaves you thinking. Change gives us Betsey finding her rhythm, her song. So maybe the question for all of us is, in a world that's always trying to put you in a box, how do you find your own unique rhythm?
How do you find that song that's truly yours?
And how do you unapologetically express yourself?